By definition, morals and ethics are painfully ambiguous and subjective. When the very words themselves cannot be clearly defined, it is unreasonable to expect their application to life in a rapidly changing surveillance environment to be easily examined. In our society, where morals adjust to accommodate the changes in privacy and not the other way round, it becomes increasingly difficult to discern what is moral and ethical and what is immoral and unethical at any given time. The rapid increase of surveillance has inspired social media pages where people can post photos of strangers to be commented on and ridiculed without their consent or knowledge. These changes will result in a breakdown of our society's current moral compass in the next 20 years with what Lennox and Keel call a moral virus. These advancements will put pressure on our current privacy laws, forcing loopholes that circumvent privacy laws and allow technological advancements to progress.
How do we know what to do with all the power we have if we don't have a moral framework? We know more about mobile operating systems, but what we really need is a moral operating system. We have so much power today. It is up to us to figure out what to do. And that's the good news.
The topic of surveillance raises a lot of concerns, especially in regards to consent. After being detained by the FBI, Hassan El-Hari decided to record all of his movements.
Particularly in an era where everything is cataloged and everything is archived and everything is recorded, there's no need to delete information anymore. So what do you do when everything is out there? Well, you have to take control over it.
However, this man has chosen to make his personal information public knowledge. What about people like this guy who has been stalked on an online University of Queensland forum, Stalker Space? By law, you are allowed to take photos or videos in a public place so long as you aren't being offensive or a nuisance to those around you. Private property may have rules banning people from filming or photographing any part of a space or the people within it, unless they can be seen from a public space. It is also illegal to use surveillance devices to record a private activity without consent. These recent local examples of surveillance indicate that it is a good thing, and consent almost shouldn't matter. From 1996 to 2003, 20-year-old Jennifer Wrigley placed a webcam in her room and disseminated live footage of her personal life. Her webpage rapidly became famous, gaining attraction from more than 3 million people daily as they observed the sociological implications of such exhibitionism. Wrigley's case, however, is not an isolated spectacle. With the growing use of technology and incorporation of social media in our everyday lives, many people are becoming less concerned with their privacy. A recent study by Social Sciences Information found that attracting attention is in itself considered important and worth sacrificing privacy for. The concept of anonymity within contemporary society is greatly feared as it distinguishes us from others. Providing public access to our private lives is now the societal norm. The dissemination of digital archives somewhat validates our lives. This new trend to share information can come at a cost, however. Younger generations need to be aware of the fact that they are liable for the content that they publish online.
Some things you only will do and only want to do if you know that not someone is looking over your shoulder, because that's the kind of situation where we want to try things out. I do a lot of things that I would never do on this stage.
You also have to accept that basically, if you write it, it's forever, and there's a pretty good chance that if someone's determined enough, they're going to get it.
Agal Sultan was shot in an Iranian election protest and died. A shaky cell phone video sent her last breaths worldwide, and she was trending on Twitter before the end of the night. Millions of views just one day later, and Iran's unjust election.
Citizen journalism has now become an exposed part of mainstream media coverage and marks the increasing convergence between amateur and professional reporting. Since 2008, we have seen multiple instances where citizen journalists have broken news stories before their professional counterparts. Instances of police brutality have caused debate in regards to citizen journalism and surveillance. Surveillance and citizen journalism go hand in hand together. Surveillance has allowed people to transition themselves into journalists. Some have criticised the citizen journalists for not stepping in and helping the victims in these cases. However, by filming and uploading these videos to the internet, they have allowed for a global audience to debate and have access to something they never thought possible. Not all acts of citizen journalism reflect negative issues in society. Humans of New York is a Facebook page where people post regularly about the citizens of their city. This concept has spread to lots of other cities, including Brisbane, where 2 female journalists use the same concept to share the lives of their citizens also.
Old technologies do not disappear. Each of those mediums adapted and actually got better at what they were good at. In fact, technology is bringing new audiences to news that probably would not have consumed news in older formats.